What's my screen look like that? It doesn't even look all that bright.
Power on. Optical in. Bluetooth.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to it. I'm just trying to find something to listen to.
Bluetooth connected.
All right, so I went on. I started. Well, I've already been looking for places, and I had posted on my Twitter, which technically I should probably post on here now. Um, but after looking at all of the rental properties out here, and then comparing them to the same type of developments in other states, it's a fact that they just milk everybody out here. And so, while doing this research, I understand now why, I'm getting certain information regarding certain listings. And so, it's a major undertaking because I'm coming from a position where the people in my past are intrusive. And so when they come intruding, they cause this whole what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a catastrophic scene. And by that I mean that these people, when you're trying to do something for yourself, these people, and I'm in South Jersey, they're the ones that'll say, oh, well, I did this first. Or, oh, well, he thinks he's this or she thinks she's that, but, they weren't this one this and one that. And so when I look at a lot of the things now, I just really feel like since I'm in a position where I can tell everybody to go fuck themselves, I just really feel like a burden has been lifted off of my shoulders because I don't have to portray myself to be something because of my children's mother. I don't have to, you know, run and help, relatives who are toxic. And so I felt like putting out this YouTube video because I want people to start adjusting to the way that I'm about to start, currently presenting myself. And so, it's just so much that's about to go on right now that I'm just not talking about because, in the end, I don't really feel um something sexy. All right. So, like I was saying, so my thing is, after seeing all of this and then looking at the possibilities and opportunities that are presenting themselves, I really have to start to, I guess, transition from one standard to another. And a lot of people are not going to agree with it, even though it really doesn't make me a difference. I go on Twitter, I vent. Sometimes I say certain things. But the fact is that I'm in an area where a lot of people are just negative people. They're selfish people. They're very childish. Um, they say things like, "What's the big deal? It doesn't make a difference." They're so passive when it comes to being able to stand up for the things that they're supposed to stand up for. And so when I posted the rental properties and all of that in South Jersey and in New Jersey, it was just to show people that, look, this is not New York. People are overcharging because they can. If this was like a gas station, every realtor would get they would get fined for price gouging. And so even now, the it's starting to look like that I'm going to have the opportunity to even own my own real estate company. So now I've gone from having Roman Royal as a standard for franchise operations and just being I guess, a consultant regarding marketing and investments because I don't really know too. I'm not a professional on investments. I just know the things I know, and that's pretty much it. Um, but yesterday was like the first day that I was able to start to let go of some things that have really been bothering me. And I figured I'd come on YouTube and share it. I don't know why the fuck my camera's so grainy when the last time it was oh, that just seemed clear. Fucking camera. What's wrong with my camera? Let me stop playing. So yeah. So my overall point right now is just to focus on building the things that I need to build. Like right now, I'm dodging 1,000,001 traps. Like I go to work and there's weirdos that want promotions and they're doing little sneaky lowball shit. I have relatives who are all broke welfare recipients or they're fucking junkies. And all they want to do is fuck up my happiness. So there's that. Then me and my children's mother aren't communicating because, she's a whole puppet when it comes to her fucking friends. So at the end of the day, me personally, it's just, I'm not going to say that it's stress, it's just a lot to deal with. And, for the duration of the rest of this year, I really just plan on, humbling myself and just saving. Right now, I ended up in a position where, just to be honest, what happened was, when I moved in this place, I was giving the guy extra, right? The guy got greedy. Christmas came. Everybody starts acting funny as fuck. One guy went to jail for 4 or 5 months, wasn't giving him nothing. Another guy wasn't giving him nothing. And then all of a sudden, it seems like, oh, you're the person working. I know you got it. If you don't give it to me, fuck you. And so it's been a whole stressful situation here. And so, right now, it's a bunch of bullshit that's going on. And then I'm not telling anybody about because it's pointless. All right. There's no point in me telling people the dumb shit that goes on around here. And, I'm just staying level headed the best that I can, which is all right. Now, for the most part, what I'm about to do is put myself in a position where I'm more focused on attaining assets than I am accumulating revenue. So while everybody else is trying to chase a promotion, you know, some people see they're building a brand, but I feel like I'm doing more than just building a brand. And, with the help of the people who assist me in the things that I do, it's just difficult and it's other stuff. Like I've been single for, excuse me, I've been single for about 10 years. I come from an area where nobody wants you to grow. All right. And they're saying, fuck them all. All right. They're saying, oh, that's not who you are. Yes, it is. And they'll say, no, you're supposed to act like this. You're supposed to talk like that. You're supposed to do this. And what I tell them is, who the fuck are you? All right. But that's what they want. They want to drag out the worst parts of you. And so I figured I would go on YouTube since they fucked up my Periscope. I already posted it on my Twitter. Uh, right. So it's on my fucking Twitter. I don't know if you can fucking see that because the camera is fucking strange. That's why I probably just should just get a HP Spectre or like a fucking MacBook or something. Anyway, though, so so yeah, though. I just felt like I don't know if I focus on the things that I enjoy, it doesn't really involve the people in my past. And so I figured since I get on here and they help when nobody's watching, right? I can go on YouTube and post it on my Twitter safely, without people jumping on here with random dumb comments or anything like that. And so for the first time ever, YouTube, what I'm going to do is start to expose you guys to a version of myself that I really just kept um, to myself for years because I felt like a lot of people didn't deserve to witness it. But now there's really no reason why, I should have to like hold back any longer. And so for me, when I focus and I think about a lot of the things that I want to attain in life, um, it really becomes an effort of just willpower and me seeking a woman that complements not my lifestyle, but just who I am. I don't need a woman that complete me. I need a woman that brings me balance. And so, after years of having crushes and, wishing that my children's mother wasn't so naive and gullible, um, once my sons gave me the confidence that, they weren't disappointed in the fact that I will never be with their mother, it just really relieves so much stress that I've been dealing with because the one thing that I don't want to do is let my sons down. And I just really feel like in order for me to teach them the proper things, they have to understand the process. Because if I'm going through the process and emotions of establishing things, of course my sons are going to have a process of their own. But I want to be able to make their process easier. And all this time I've been ranting, I've just really been trying to distract people from the fact that there's so much more to me than I've been showing people simply because, well, let me rephrase that. There's so much more to me that I haven't shown people. And it's because, you know, my children's mother relatives, co-workers, all of these people, they live in this delusional world where they feel like they're the supreme entity. And what ends up happening is that these people, they'll run around and they'll carry themselves in a way where they think, oh, well, we've seen them on Instagram. Look at this video, and that video. And the whole time I was building up to this whole apex of growth. And I knew that people like Rachel, my children's mother, people like Lolita and the rest of them, they can't accept it because people like Rachel and the rest of them and my coworkers, they cannot accept someone who has grown more than them and who is more capable than they are. Now, take work, right? If I go into work and I'm smarter than some of the people that I work with, right? But they've been at the job longer, to them, they'll start problems because in their mind, it's you can't possibly be smarter than me. I've been here longer. So that's a whole dilemma for morons. Then I go over here. I have my children's mother. She's Miss I'm independent. I don't need a man. Blah 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 blah. You know the same old song, right? And she's neglecting a great guy that's going to be a billionaire, right? And she's not going to be there for that stage in my life. I want you to hear that first, YouTube. Rachel Marie Marshall will not be in my life when I touch $1 million. She's not going to be there when I touch 100,000, and I'm reaching that point sooner than she thinks. Because when it comes, it's going to come in bigger sums because I didn't fuck anything up, and that's what I wanted to tell Twitter and the rest of them. They told me, oh well, you know my, I have other people that say trust the process, take your time, and I respect that. Other people they want to rush it. And so when I got on here, I just really wanted to share that. And I just really wanted to share my desire to want to be loved and to love a woman. And, I don't want to cause any negativity. I don't want to um, seem too presumptuous. I don't want to seem like I'm a hornball or a pervert. But I've just spent so much time single that my desires and my intimate thoughts, they've grown and matured so much that it has turned into a daily thing for me. And so even now, with me not having sex, I don't have to not have sex. I can get up right now, catch the train, go to Camden, and go get some pussy. But it's more about just having the discipline and just saving myself for a female. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just, and it sounds like the corniest thing ever. I know YouTube, you're like, oh my God, he's so sexy. He has the biggest cock in the world. Okay, I know you didn't say that, but I'm just going to say it for myself. Okay, I'm just going to say it for myself. You ain't going to say it for me, okay? But, but I just really, I just really want to be into a woman. I don't want to constantly have to sit here and be upset at my children's mother. I'm not here to take care of her for the rest of her life. It's not my job to take care of relatives for the rest of their life. All right. And I just really want to prepare people for this next level because when I look at the future projections, now, what they call it in the business world, for me, I'm a businessman. Okay. I'm just really comfortable right now. All right. But what they call it in the business world is forecasting. All right. I'm forecasting it. So I made some adjustments. And the next, what you do is you take the forecasting part of business, you you combine it with a time management schedule, all right, and then when you take those two together, you create a plan of action to execute. And so when I look at the forecast and I look at the things that are coming a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, a month from now, right, which is 4 weeks, and so on and so forth, I have a better understanding of an estimate of what's possible. All right. And so that estimate fluctuates between the minimum and a maximum, and I'm caught in between it to be able to figure out what I'm going to do regarding my budget, how much time I can allocate for this and the other things that I'm about to do. And so I really have to get out of the habit of being able to express myself in ways that may seem unprofessional on camera or uh, are just a little bit too fucking much. All right. And so while everybody says, oh, it doesn't make a big difference, I don't want to water down the professional standard. I want to raise the bar, but I also want to be able to create a more comfortable feel for it. And so now that I don't have all of this weight burden in me, just because like I really love my sons. You feel me? And sometimes when I look at my sons, they would look at me and I would just feel like they were looking at me like, come on, dad, like you're supposed to be nice. But today I understood where I don't want to throw my kid's mom under the bus, but when my 11-year-old son stops me and Rachel from arguing because Rachel wants to come out the door yelling and screaming, I think that's a there's no greater sign from God telling me that this female is childish and has zero control of her emotions. That's why she doesn't drink, and that's why. But this is not about her. The point is that when my son did that, and my son was telling me that he didn't like to see it, like I just felt bad. I was upset because, like, I want to cuss Rachel bitch ass the fuck out. But when I look at my son, it's like, well, what point is it going to get? It's not going to change her, and it's only going to hurt my son. So now I have to internalize it, and you know, then I went on Twitter and show my ass. But realistically, um, I just feel like I don't know. Now that all of these holidays are out of the way, um, I'm trying to slowly transition because if I get on camera right now and I start speaking with some type of intellect, what happens is all the weirdos on Facebook that try and stalk things and uh, portray themselves to be businessmen or women. What happens is they try and act like they're intelligent. All right. And then they start going overboard and then they become melodramatic because they have this whole fake persona where they want to be a professional, but they're not intelligent enough to be a professional. You understand? Like some people, the things that they did, it's like what do they call it? It's like the lemonade stand for businesses, if that makes any sense. Like it's a business. You can make money off it, but it's no different than a child having a lemonade stand. You go get the lemons, you go get the sugar. So no matter what it is, they just have these smaller components, and there's no actual structure to the company itself. All right, they just feel important because they're using things like QuickBooks or the rest. And so when I look at the things that people do, and major corporations like Apple and the rest have simplified this whole process. So right now, a lot of people they're how can I put it? Excuse me. When you're building a company, a corporation, a hair salon, all right, the first thing I would suggest people do is you can't limit yourself. Well, you know what? I mean, you let me change that. You can cater all of your advertising to a certain demographic, but the way I feel is you need diversity. So why have a black hair salon, all right, if when this person goes to work, there's white women, Mexican women, on types of women who want different hairstyles. And I feel like a lot of business owners, they're limiting themselves because they're not coloring hair. They're not doing these things to expand on it. They're too comfortable with what they know. All right. And with me taking this position, not only in life, but professionally, I'm going to have a lot of people sit there and pretend that I don't know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows that I do. All right. And so that's why I had to cut off my kid's mother. And that's why I had to cut off Lolita and her ugly family. Because I'll be damned if I have a company that's respected by consumers, respected by my investors, right? Respected, you know, in a lot of places, and I have a weirdo like Lolita or Rachel saying, he think he the shit because he got a little business. Remember this? You know, the weirdos hating. So me personally, you know, a lot of people say let the haters hate. I'm like, no, I'm gonna like stick a sock in their mouth that's full of broken glass. Like that's that's what they need because they need to shut the fuck up. You know, they're not going to drive the world crazy. Get over it. They need therapy. So for me, knowing that I had these very, uh, huge, man. You're like, dude, it's huge, man. Uh, though I have these huge ideas, what's very important to me is just to find a woman that I can enjoy. You know what I mean? And I get it. And when I see things, it's like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? And then I get so, I don't know. It's just very difficult being me and then caring about a woman or women who, have a life and they had a life before me. You understand? And so I don't know. I just don't want to create any type of tension or negative energy when it comes to my love life. And that's what I really want right now. And I don't want to love my children's mother. Like my children's mother is a child. All right. Now, when people say, oh, how is she a child? I'm going to tell you how. This is what I would go through with Rachel if I was trying to be with her, right? For the first month, she's going to stunt like she doesn't want me. Okay. Even though she knows she does. All right. She's going to stunt because that's just her being childish. Right. And then this is what I have to do today. Good morning, Rachel. No answer. I gotta wait till the afternoon. Hey, I know you're probably busy, but whatever. No answer. 8 o'clock comes. Hey. The next day, same thing. And I go through that dumb shit for 2 weeks, right? Then after that, she starts texting a little bit, right? When she starts texting a little bit, then it's, well, don't think, this, Elijah. Don't think that. Why? Because she's a fucking child. Then a month goes by of time she wasted because she's a weirdo. And I'm just really fucking sick of having to go through that stupid ass process with her. And I'm not doing it because I'm not in love. And it's a waste of fucking time. I changed. She didn't. And so I want to focus on finding a woman, who matches my growth. I'm not beat for dealing with 16-year-old problems, even though my baby mom is 35 years old. I don't like her fucking friend. I never will. Like, that's some trifling shit. Like, Rachel needs to get her mind right. Your friend, Chantel, knows that Caden is Jim Jim's. That fucking little girl looks nothing like Dom and everything like Jim Jim. And this bitch is really going to live that lie for the rest of her life. Why would I want to be with Rachel? Rachel's living a lie. Her fucking friends are living a lie. Lolita, like, no. No, 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 no. I'm not doing it. All right. And so there's a lot of tension because of that. And so I wanted to make this video to prepare people for the professional. I want to prepare people for the professional. I wanted to prepare people for my professional debut. All right, when I start to slow down my thoughts, speak on the things that I'm knowledgeable about, respond to the questions in a suitable and informative fashion. All right, and just prepare people for them to understand that I'm not trying to create a new standard. I'm trying to add my piece to it. And it would be nice if I had a woman that was there with me for the ride. And so I don't want to lose my heart or who I am because my baby mom is a childish whatever. You understand? I don't want to lose. And like I sensed it because like it's not like I'm gonna lose myself, but I started to just not care. And it was like, you know what? Let me readjust my thinking because every time something happens, that's what she does. And like for me, it was just stressful because it's like, why am I dealing with people who their only strategy is sabotage, search and destroy, divide and conquer? And so I'm trying to figure it out. And, I started to see other people's hustles. Like I went on OnlyFans, right? Now I don't care about it because it was only $3, but I had paid it, right? And so I'm sitting there scrolling. I paid for two people's OnlyFans. And then, I went somewhere else, and when I went to go back in the thing, it was like, oh, yeah, whatever, $3 to unlock. And I'm like, what? So now I see the OnlyFans hustle where bitches is canceling subscriptions so motherfuckers can like, and it's like, man, I'm not beat for that shit, man. You know what I mean? And then I was like, what are these hoes gonna do when strip clubs open up? When I got on OnlyFans, it's like, OnlyFans is technically trash, bro. Like, it's really nothing on there. It's a bunch of pictures these bitches could have posted on Twitter or Instagram, but instead they posted it on OnlyFans. So it was like, you know what? Let me not hate on these females hustle because they got to get money, but I can't participate in that shit anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's just another hustle, and I like authentic products. You know what I mean? So I don't know. All I know is my Snapchat. Go check on my Snapchat. I don't even really go on here. They're pretty cute. So sad these bitches is all childish. They be cute. Like everything is an image. Like there's no originality with nothing. It's like, I was really about to get up and go get cigarettes, and then out of nowhere, I stopped having the urge to smoke a cigarette. That shit weird as hell. So what I'm gonna do, YouTube and Twitter, is I'm gonna try and relax and just get more in touch with my inner hopeless romantic, and just stay away from all of these childish females while I focus on building my company and attain everything that's necessary just to be successful in life. Not to be, financially successful or successful relationship wise, but just to embrace the man that I'm growing to be. Um, and just let people know that this is who I want to be. I don't want to be some fucking street guy, even though I could. I'd rather be a decent guy that'll smack the fuck out of you with a pistol when you piss me off. Because I'm always boxing, gonna always train, and I'm always bust my fucking gun. So fuck everybody and eat my dick. But that doesn't mean that I can't be a mature adult. You know what I mean? And so I'm working on that whole dynamic right now because, when you look at all of these people that do the dumb shit that they do, it's toxic. And what I tell people is now take my baby mom, right? She doesn't believe she's toxic, right? If the relationship is a glass of water, every time she screams, it's a fucking drop of ink in the glass. And she screams at least twice every 10 minutes. And I don't have it in me to deal with that black attitude anymore. I don't care what females say, you're not going to be screaming at me all the fucking time. If that's the case, I just won't fucking deal with you. Alright? Secondly, I don't care what makes him a difference because as soon as a man raises his voice to a woman, it's an issue. And I shouldn't have to raise my voice. If I'm talking to a female, whether it's my children's mother or the woman that I'm with, I shouldn't have to raise my voice if you're an intelligent human being. So just to reach a point where I really matured more than Rachel, more than Lolita, more than her whole family, and just reach that point where arguing is pointless, where being selfish is pointless. They just don't understand because they act like little girls with play dates. And they treat my sons and shit, all these little girls, they treat their children like they're Cabbage Patch dolls. And they have little tea parties that they call play dates and all that other stupid shit. They're like really big little girls. And so I can't respect that. I could leave it alone, but in the end, I need a real woman. I need a woman that's going to put her foot in her place like, listen, regardless of what you say, think, or feel, this is my man. Stop, like, who are you? And a lot of these females, they're just under the belief that any real man would put up with their attitude and tolerate it. When the truth is, any real man would leave a childish female like that alone and find a woman that, he wouldn't have to deal with that shit with. So now, because I've grown, I've eliminated so many beautiful women because they're still money hungry. They're not fully developed. They either hoes for money because they want to go on vacations and yachts, or they're the type of chick that they want to fuck every fucking walking celeb, internet star, athlete that they can, and then when they pussy all used up and nobody wants them, then they want to come to somebody like me. So now, the question is, how do I find a woman who believes in love, believes in romance, and truly, genuinely wants to spoil her man with everything? How do I find this woman? Or how do I inspire this woman to open up her heart that much that she's receptive to these types of thoughts? And the only possible way for me to do that is for me to stop ranting. I have to cut Rachel off completely like I just did, and then accept all the fuck shit that she does, and then move on from it. Which is a good thing until she comes around and realizes that I will never love her again or care. But it's easier now because, my sons don't expect me to be with their mother, so it doesn't weigh as heavy on. So in the end, I got on YouTube just to prepare people because I'm going to be doing uh, more informative videos. And then there are going to be other videos where I'm just fucking loose, right? And I want people to try and start to understand this now so that there's no confusion later. All right? If you're wondering why my shit looks like this, it's because um this is my home for now, but I'm getting a better place, and then we're going to enlightenment. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I don't know. Like, this is South Jersey. This is a pretty nice house. You know what I mean? But when I say better place, I just mean something that's more comfortable, where I don't have to deal with bullshit, and it's just better for me. All right, so you can have like a little cursory glance. Little 360 of a bunch of fucking nothing, a bunch of fucking nothing, and such and such and such and such. So, but yeah. So, I got the sleep that I needed, and I'm not gonna go get cigarettes, but I feel like I should go get something. I mean, like, but then like this COVID shit is trash because like all the stores out here that would have been open, they're not open because ain't nobody coming to these bitches in the morning, and they can't have so many people in the buildings because in South Jersey where we're at right now, like you know, there's times where I'm on the train with people that have COVID. When I'm at work, there's some people that do have COVID at work. You know what I mean? And I don't really understand the whole COVID thing because it's like I don't know the way they track it or the way they feel or what have you. I don't know like how that works. Um, but that's why I stay in the house, and like I really don't have to worry about too much right now. But the fact is that when like in this type of situation, man, like for example, the one guy, like sometimes this I'm not even gonna like talk about it because like as soon as I talk on something, then bullshit starts happening. And that's the part that makes me want to leave New Jersey. Like I get tired of that. You know what I mean? Anyway, though, um, so yeah, and the Hindu stores they overcharge and they charge you $2 a mask for a mask that costs like 25 cents. They get a package of like 100 masks for like $5, and they're selling each mask for $2, milking everybody. And so like all of South Jersey, like that's why I'm guessing that's why they wanted me here. But now I have to expedite things in order to start purchasing shit. Like in order to put these bum ass stores out of business, and in order to do all of that, I need large amounts of capital, and I can accumulate it. But I need to accumulate it legally, right? And then when I go to work or do all these other things, you know what I have to deal with? The fuck shit from a bunch of people who are never going to reach that pinnacle in their life. They're never going to fucking, you know, just level up to the point where they can do things of that nature. And so now I got to deal with a bunch of frauds who are like, oh, well, I'm here, and they're smelling themselves. They're not really being productive at all. They're just being a bunch of dicks about everything. And so it's just a difficult journey in the beginning to be building a company instead of saying a brand. Like I'm building a firm, and so to be the only person that believes in it, and it's strange because, my kid's mom, she'll believe a bunch of weirdos. She believed Hayward and he's a crackhead. She believed her neighbor and he's a fucking junkie and a weirdo. She believed her friends and she's a slore. So it's like, I just really, as a teenager, I just really made a lot of the wrong decisions. and a lot of the wrong choices regarding who I chose to bring into my life and how I wanted to present myself. And so my persona became associated with being some ignorant, you know, whatever that just, I wouldn't say over exaggerate because in order to exaggerate, I would have to like make something up. And I don't make shit up. When I say that, when I say Chantel was fucking Jim, and Dom at the same time, I mean that. I mean, if you get a fuck, if Dom had a time machine and that bitch ass nigga went back, he would see that she was sucking this man dick and fucking him in the bathroom, downstairs in the basement, wherever the fuck she could sneak off to fuck Jim. And Dom was sitting there playing his Xbox like the cornball that he fucking is. So at the end of the day, like nigga, I'm not lying about that. Yo, bitch is a weirdo, bro. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm just starting something now. And I figured I'd share that because, for the first time in a very long time, I just feel relieved. I love my sons. They're awesome. And, I'm just grateful that, my that no matter how much Lolita, tried to influence my sons, regardless of how crazy Rachel talked with weirdos and my sons understood it, my sons understand our standard. And to have my son, my oldest son, my 11-year-old, stop me from arguing with Rachel, it was just a reality check for me. Like, damn, like what am I doing wrong when my son is telling me not to do this? Like, I need to figure something out with myself. And it was like, you know what? Why not just get rid of all of the stereotypes regarding how somebody's supposed to speak if they came from a certain background? And um like I said before, it's not, me trying to be a different person. It's just me embracing who I truly am. A lot of people say, oh, you're supposed to be a gangster. Why? Because Lolita was poor? I didn't have a mother or a father, really. And so to watch all of these people lie the way they do, it's just ugh. So I will talk to people later. Hey man, taking that because I mean for the rest of the Jones, I can like I'm pretty much going. Like this course is getting finished this week. But fucking I kinda like I don't know, I kinda like fucked off a month. Like technically I was supposed to be 2 courses in right now. But it's alright. So, for me it's just I just need to stop trying to portray myself as like some extreme gangster. This is who I am and this is who I want to be. If I snap, I will fuck every nigga up on your block. You feel me? But all of these, so-called people, I just get sick of them. And I feel like, instead of dealing with niggas, I'd rather deal with, the police. I'm not going to be snitching on nobody, but if a police officer comes and I see them bust down somebody that's a fucking criminal, idiot, moron, or somebody that was threatening me or my family and shit like that, you feel me? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that Black Lives Matter shit. Fuck that. Excuse me, officer. My taxes pay for your joint. That's right. Pull that strap and bust that nigga. Fucking facts. You feel me? I'm not part of the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it hurts people. When I see Angela Rye get on CNN and says, my Black Life Matters. It's like, bro, before Black Lives Matter came out, you were on CNN. Can you not see the extreme fucking difference in how she acts now when Black society got in her goddamn head? And so what needs to happen is somebody needs to tell Black society, hey, I don't need to fucking act like that. When I speak intelligent, it's not me speaking white. And it's time that Black culture either accept it or, just let us intelligent Black / Filipino men, fuck sexy white women. You know what I mean? So That's pretty much it. And I don't know. When I look at all of the games that are coming, it's like, it's a lot of work in between there, but it's impressive and it's definitely worth the sacrifice. You understand? Because it's elite now. Take leaps. So that's where I'm at with it. But I just hate being in this area now, and I just cannot wait to get away from the baby mom and just be able to spend time with my sons without her being around harassing me or having to fucking deal with her at all. All right, because I'm not harassing that bitch at all, and she can say whatever she wants. People are just mad because I was the one, making people seem like they were something special, and now I'm not doing that shit. And motherfuckers like, no, well, you can't get this until you do it. Like, no, fuck that and fuck you. So I will talk to people later. I'm about to lay here, look at my phone. I'm hot as fuck right now. Whoever tuned in, thanks to the one or two or one person that is seeing this shit. And to the women out there, to black women, or excuse me, to black women, um, I'm sorry that I'm disrespectful to a lot of you. I just, after my children's mother, I just don't see what's so strong and powerful about black women, to be honest. You're not loyal. Your mouths are bigger than your fucking hearts. I just don't see where the strength and power in black women is anymore. Sorry.